Now we have finished basics of number system. We know about binary and hexadecimal numbers and its importance. Let us start studying memory concepts. We all know what is a memory. It is used to store data or information. We have a question, how does it look like? Whenever we ask this question, we should be very careful that we are not asking about the physical appearance of the memory. We have a lot of memory like RAM, hard disk, cache, but whenever we ask how does it look like, that memory, what we mean is how does we represent or draw a memory. So why it is so important to know how to draw a memory? Because since we are studying memory concepts here, we will draw a memory diagram many times. So if you don't know how I have represented that memory diagram, then it will be very difficult to understand the concept. Here in this session, I'll explain how we draw memory to explain memory concepts, and while answering the question how does we represent a memory, I will also try to explain bit, byte, word and addresses. This diagram here represents how data reside in the memory in the form of binary numbers. The smallest part of the memory is called cell, nothing but an electronic arrangement which allows to store either 1 or 0. A cell stores either 1 or 0, that is 1 bit of any data. One cell can hold only 1 bit. Arrangement of such 8 cells together which are capable to hold 8 bit is called 1 byte. To be clear, 8 bit is 1 byte. Such 8 bits, which is called as a byte, will be assigned address here. So it is very important to understand this, that in a memory there are cells which can hold a single bit of the data. Such 8 cells together called as 1 byte, but it must be continuous. Continuous cells which are called as a byte, and for that byte we allocate address. So what are addresses? Address of a byte is nothing but a unique number assigned to that byte to identify it. A memory have lot of bytes inside it. So whenever a data has to be stored in a byte or data has to be retrieved from that byte, we should know which byte. That means we can able to identify a byte only if it has a unique address. For example, we can identify every student uniquely using their USN. How these addresses are allocated or assigned uniquely? Is there any pattern or is there any protocol? Yes, that we study at later part of this session. But you should know here the only thing, what is address. Okay, address is a unique number assigned to every byte of the memory. And try to understand this, addresses are not assigned to every bit or every cell. This is practically highly impossible to assign address for every cell, because memory will have pool of cells, okay, based on the size. That's why every 8 bit or cells are arranged and it is called 1 byte, and such byte we assign address. So every byte has an address. It is also called as byte addressability that we discuss in the later part of the session. This is the actual way of writing the memory. We don't even differentiate cells. Okay, we just arrange 8 cells and we write 8-bit data and call it as 1 byte. We do not put line between the cells. This is another way of representing a memory. Here in this diagram, every box is not a cell. Okay, here every box is a byte. That's why you can see on above every cell there is an address. To draw a large memory, it consumes more space if we draw only 1 byte in a single row. So for that purpose, what we do is we consider multiple bytes in a single row and call it as a word, WORD, word. Since every byte is assigned a address, we have written that address on the top of that location. So here every cell is a byte, not bit. It's just another way of representing it. Now, what about the address on the left side of every row? That is actually address of first byte in that row. To understand this, let me define what is a word first. So I said word is nothing but multiple bytes are arranged and it is called a word. Now practically the definition of word is the size of data processor can fetch at a time. Maximum size of data your processor can fetch at a time from the memory is called a word. That means a processor can fetch only one byte at a time, or a processor is able to fetch 4 bytes at a time, or processor may be able to fetch 16 bytes at a time. This all depends on the buses, because buses are actual parts which transfer data from memory to processor or processor to memory. Based on the bus size, processor can fetch multiple bytes. So maximum number of bytes a processor can fetch from the memory is called one word. For example, here you can see I have arranged in a single row, I have arranged 8 bytes. That means my computer is capable of fetching all 8 bytes at a time. You can see these bytes are not randomly arranged. They are continuous bytes, in the sense their address is continuous. If my processor can fetch 8 bytes at a time, then in my processor the word size is 8 byte or 64 bit. Most of the processor can fetch 4 bytes maximum from the memory, maximum of 4 bytes. So if there is a processor which can fetch maximum of 4 bytes at a time, then its word size is 4 bytes or 32 bit, because 1 byte is 8 bit. Irrespective of word size of the processor, addresses are assigned to every bytes only. And what is a word address? A word is nothing but multiple continuous bytes. So word address is the address of the first byte present in that row. You can see here 1257 is the word address of the first word, nothing but first row. So why 1257H is the address of the word? Because in that word there are 8 bytes and the first byte address is 1257H. So this is a word representation of memory. The same previous memory diagram I have written again in a small size. So you can see here first word address is 1257H and next one is not 1258H. Why? Here every row is a word, but addresses are assigned to bytes, and in a first word 1257H is the address of first byte in that word. 1257, 1258, 1259, 125A, 125B, 125C, 125D and 125E. These address bytes are there in the first word. In second word, the addresses are continuous. There are multiple bytes. We have not drawn lines in between. That's it. Okay. Try to understand this. Very important to know what is a bit, what is a byte, what is a word, what is a address, what is a word address. In the previous slide, I had given example of 64-bit word size memory. So here the same explanation has been repeated in this slide. So here he has written generally the n bits. So he says n bit is word length. In my case that was 8 byte, that means 64 bits. Most of the computer will have 32-bit word length. That means there will be 4 bytes. You can see in below diagram there are 4 bytes. Each byte is 8 bit. So 4 byte word length means 32-bit word length. In bits it is 32-bit. And every word will have name for bits. That is, we start from B0 from LSB to B31. Okay, bit names. This is what I was explaining in previous 4 to 5 slides. Okay, that example was 64-bit word length. This is for 32-bit word length. Computers, processors differ in word length. It depends. Different word length processor are there. This explanation is also already I have given in previous slides about addressing, how to give addresses to memory locations in the memory. So things to remember again here is we assign address to every byte. Okay, we'll come back to this slide. I'll go to next slide first. See, addresses are assigned using binary. I might have given examples in previous slides where addresses are hexadecimal. So just try to remember what I said at the beginning of this video. It doesn't matter through which number system you represent a number. Its actual value is same. Okay. To understand addressing, we go for binary. But memory will have a lot of bytes, and if we start writing addresses in binary, every address becomes very lengthy. Here I have a very small memory, 2 byte, 4 byte, 8 byte, 16 byte memory. So we don't have any 8 byte memory in the market. In computers, your RAM will be at least 4 GB, 6 GB, gigabytes. So we cannot write down all these binary numbers. Okay, here to understanding purpose I have given binary addresses, but we actually represent that data in hexadecimal. Look at this, how we can uniquely assign addresses. For example, in the first diagram, there are 2 bytes. Okay, there are 2 bytes, 1 byte and here one more byte. Correct? No, only 2 byte memory, only 2 byte memory, and I want to assign address to them, these bytes. How do you assign a unique address to these bytes starting from 0? So this is 0, first byte is 0, next byte is 1, because binary 0 and 1. Similarly, if I have 4 bytes of memory, this diagram I am talking about, so I have 4 bytes of memory here. How to assign unique addresses to this 4 bytes? 0, 1, 2, 3. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Address, I am talking about address. But I explained in decimal. Correct? No, 0, 1, 2, 3 is decimal. But I write it down using binary because there is some relation between this. See, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Now you can understand, here there are totally 8 bytes. Here there are totally 8 bytes. I need every byte to have an address uniquely assigned starting from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Fine, in decimal. But we write it down in binary. So that is 000, 001 up to 111. Are you observing here? Number of bits in the address, right? See, here there are 2 bytes and address, to represent address in binary, only 1 bit was enough, 0 and 1, 1 bit, right? Here there were 4 bytes. To represent address for every byte uniquely starting from 0, we had to give a binary address which has 2 bits. If I had only 1 bit addressing here, it should be 0 and 1. Then again what to do? Again it should be 0 and 1, no uniqueness in this. Correct? No. So that is what we're trying to explain. Okay. Now look at here. Here there are 2 bytes and address had only 1 bit. Here there are 4 bytes and address has 2 bit. Here there are 8 bytes, 0 to 7 is the address, but while writing down in binary we needed minimum 3 bits. Similarly, here there are 16 bytes. So address starts from 0 to 1, 2 up to 15. When I write it down in binary, I require minimum 4 bits. Otherwise I cannot represent 1111, that is 15. Means here 4 bit addressing. So I could assign address to 16 bytes. So what is the relation? There is a relation. Can you see here? There is some relation between these two numbers. Yeah, that's what I have written in here at the top. Can you read it and understand this? Addressing scheme. What is the meaning of addressing scheme? Addressing scheme is nothing but number of bits in the address. If I decide my addressing scheme should be only 1 bit, I can address only 2 bytes here. If I decide my addressing scheme must be 2 bit, I can address 4. But number of bits in the address is k bit. Then total number of bytes you can uniquely address starting from 0 is 2 power k. Just verify here addressing scheme is having only 1 bit. So 2 power 1 is 2. Fine. Here look at here number of bits in the address is 2. So 2 power k is 4. So we could address 4 bytes uniquely starting from 0. Here addressing bit is 3. So 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So I could address 8 bytes uniquely with different addresses, but starting from 0 and continuous address. Okay. Here also look at this 4-bit addressing scheme. So I could address 16 byte. 2 to the power of 4 is 16. So if address number of bits in address is k bit, I can address 2 to the power of k bytes. So one thing here, always remember addresses starts from 0. Addresses are continuous. That is very, very important. I hope this is very clear. So that's what we'll go back to the previous slide. Let's see the theory explanation. So as per my explanation in previous slide, where there are different diagrams of different memory. So same thing is here explained here in sentences. So to retrieve information from memory, processor has to submit address. If processor want to access 1 byte, it should submit that byte address. If processor want to access entire word of memory, multiple bytes, processor has to submit word address. But what is a word address? Nothing but first byte address in that word. So how addresses are assigned? K bit addresses 2 power k memory locations. Locations and the number of bytes. And what are the addresses actually? So 0 to 2k power minus 1. That means I have 4-bit address. That means I can address 2 to the power of 4 bytes. Number of bytes 2 to the power of 4. Nothing but 16. But address starts from 0 to 15. Number of bytes 16. Address starting from 0 to 15. That is nothing. 15 is nothing but 2 to the power k minus 1. So addresses starts from 0 to 2 to the power of k minus 1. That means if address is 4-bit, I can have 16 bytes of addresses. If address is 24-bit, 2 to the power of 24, 16, 777, 216 bytes. We convert that into 16 megabytes. I hope you know conversions. 8-bit is 1 byte. Memory conversions, please go through it once. Okay, how to convert bit into byte? Okay, byte into kilobyte, kilobyte into megabyte, and megabyte into gigabyte conversion. Now, if you have 32-bit memory, 32-bit memory in the sense its address is 32-bit, then we can 2 to the power 32 4 GB. What if address size is this? Then how many bytes of address can be located? For example, 4-bit addressing. What is the size of the memory? 16 bytes. Okay, or they might ask you like to have a 16 megabytes of memory, what must be the addressing scheme, or how many bits should be there in the address? That time you should be able to convert back. Okay, the relation k bits 2 to the power of k bytes. Okay, that's very important. And starting address and end address. Starting address is always 0, address is always continuous, end address is 2 to the power k minus 1. Number of bytes 2 to the power of k. So this is the standard definition of byte addressability, what we studied in previous slide. Unique and continuous addresses are assigned to successive bytes in the memory. They have added more words, accurate words in this definition. The address must be unique. It must be continuous. That's 0. After 0, next address should be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Assigned to successive bytes, right? Continuous bytes here. It is called byte addressability. Here again the same explanation is given in sentences. Of course, it is actually not possible to assign addresses to every bit. So we combine continuous bits 8-bit as 1 byte and give address for successive bytes. Okay, that's called byte addressability. And here the last sentence, byte locations have addresses 0, 1, 2, 3. That means every byte has an address, their address is continuous and address is unique. Now, if a word length is 32-bit, they have successive words located address 0, 4, 8, etc. So what is this sentence? Here they have included the word. Word means maximum size of data processor can fetch. So what is this actually? See, let us see.